What is up, everybody? Welcome back to racingnews.com and welcome back to another one of our previews. All right, let's go to the Coaching Club American Oaks at Saratoga. This weekend is going to be race 10 on the card, grade 1 event here, field of 6. Let's put it up on the screen now for you. We'll go through them one by one here and pick a winner at the end like we always do. All right, well, look, I mean, this is a very I don't know what the word is, just a interesting field. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. And I think the addition of the number 1 immersive makes it that way. Look, this is a horse that as a 2-year-old rattled off wins, maiden special weight, then came up to Saratoga and won the spin away, won the Darley Alcibiades, and then won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. Then got hurt. So November of 2024 all the way to June of 2025, came back in the Monomoy Girl at Churchill Downs, just an ungraded stakes race there. Did get beat, got beat a neck to Take Charge Milady, but coming off the bench, I thought Immersive ran a pretty good race, a race that kind of makes you think she might run better next out. She might come back and really run a solid one. So can she do it? She's going to have to improve, but not by a ton in this spot. She's right there with everybody, and if you improve second out of a 3-year-old, she might just pass everybody by. So the number 1 immersive looks pretty good in here. We'll see what happens. We'll see if she can kind of progress off of a pretty good effort in that debut 3-year-old race. All right, Sweet Surafine will be next, and this is a horse coming in for Cherie DeVoe, coming in off of victory last time out at Belmont, the Big A in the Wilton. That was an ungraded stakes race there. 2 races back, won a maiden special weight at Churchill Downs by a nose. So a horse that is 2 for 2. Nice horse, lost on debut last year at Ellis Park back in August to Echo Sound, who was a pretty good horse. Evanescence, a pretty good horse as well. And like I said, all the way to May of 2025, so a long break for her as well, and won off the bench and then won the Wilton. I think this horse has earned the right to try, the grade 1 company, especially in a little bit of a lighter field. Horse is by Quality Road out of a Bernardini mare, so a 1 1/8 should be fine after a couple of mile races. So in with a shot, right? In with a shot for sure. Maybe some versions of this race in the past, she might be on the outside looking in, but I think has earned the right to try it, and I don't think it's totally overmatched. The number 3 is Scottish Lassie. This is a horse that was 3rd last time out to Cara in the Acorn. That was her kind of return to grade 1 company after finishing 3rd in an allowance 2 races back. That's her 2 races as a 3-year-old. As a 2-year-old, a poor maiden special weight where she finished 3rd, won the Frizette as a maiden by 9 in a super impressive fashion, and then ran 4th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. So up and down is how I would describe her here. Hasn't shown enough for me to support her in this spot as a 3-year-old. Just haven't seen enough from her. But again, it's a short field. There aren't anybody that really stands out in a big way. So, only got beat by 3 1/4 by a horse that'll probably be the favorite. So who knows? Maybe she can get the job done this time around. Probably not for me, maybe underneath. The number 4 is Take Charge Milady, a horse that has, had some bright spots for sure, including a win in the Martha Washington and a win in a maiden special weight at Oaklawn Park. 2 very nice efforts there. Came back and ran 10th in the Honeybee, just no effort whatsoever. Kind of draw a line through it. 2nd in the Ashland, 3 races back to Cara. Thought ran very well in that spot. Overmatched in the Kentucky Oaks, but like I said, came back and beat Immersive last time out in the Monomoy Girl there at Churchill Downs. So, like I said, been kind of up and down, but I think overall a horse that makes sense. I think she makes sense, especially underneath in the spot. And, if she kind of gets the right trip, maybe she can get the job done. Kendrick Carmouche will take over, with Take Charge Milady here. And he pulled off a pretty big upset, last week. So he's obviously off to a good start there at Saratoga. So we'll see. Probably not for me, but we'll see what happens. The number 5 is Dry Powder. This is a horse that finished 2nd, only beaten ahead last time out by a Sweet Surafine. So pretty good horse as well. Another one that they all kind of look the same, really, as we kind of talk about them. So I'm kind of against this one. But again, only 3 races, lightly raced, does have a win. Wouldn't be totally shocking, and gets Lescano aboard for the 2nd straight time. And finally, a horse I think will be the favorite. That's the number 6, Cara, coming off of a 3-length win last time out in the Acorn. So I like Cara. 3 races back, was able to win the Ashland very impressively, won the Suncoast to kick off her season. Last year won the Pocahontas at Churchill Downs. The problem with Cara is she's kind of, well, there's no kind of, she's just a little inconsistent, right? You look at this year, won the Suncoast, showed up to the Devona Dale as a heavy favorite, gets beat, right? Goes to the Ashland, runs very well. Goes to the Kentucky Oaks, just never really a factor, and then shows up the Acorn and wins. One thing you got to remember, the Acorn was a very, very weird race. It poured down rain. They sealed the track, and when it's a sloppy sealed track at Saratoga, speed wins. And this horse got to the front and never looked back. So the track's probably not going to play like that. Can she put 2 big races together? That's going to be the big question marks. And for those reasons, I am going to go against Cara with a horse that'll probably be the second choice, and who knows? We don't have odds yet, but it could flip, and this horse might be favored. But I'm going to go number 1, Immersive, to win this thing. I think last time out was a really good race to kind of knock the rust off, and I think this horse is going to run better in this spot. I really do. I just kind of feel like this was the goal. They kind of will work backwards to this one. This was the spot. If you remember back to her races last year, they were very, very good. And, when they met in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, she beat Cara very easily. Now, a lot has changed, but I think second off the layoff, second race out as a 3-year-old. And the fact that she lost the race, but Brad Cox said, we're going to the Grade 1 at Coaching Club American Oaks, it just kind of tells me they think this horse is ready to run a big race. Now, could she improve a little bit, run a big race, and Cara run back to the Acorn and beat her? Yes, that could actually absolutely happen. But I think Immersive is going to win this one. I really think you're going to show up, or she's going to show up and run a very good race. So I'm going to go number 1, Immersive, to win this year's running of the Coaching Club American Oaks. All right, guys, that'll do it for this preview. Hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe. You really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're playing Saratoga on Saturday.